Luffy versus Kaido. I'll argue, honestly, the modern day Goku versus Frieza. This fight has been unbelievable through and through. From beginning, when, let's say, Act 1 started, and Luffy got one-shotted, KO'd by Kaido, up until where we are now in the anime, where they begun their final clash, the Bajran Gun versus the Flame Drum Dragon, the Rising Dragon. It's unbelievable stuff. The manga version was great. Chapters 1037, 1042, and 1045 are outstanding fight chapters. And chapter 1045 is a chapter that I gave a perfect score at 10 out of 10. But in the anime, it is unbelievable. The things they had Kaido do, the things that Luffy did, and I know people were completely auras here and there. Oh, the auras like Dragon Ball Z, and I just can't take it, man.
Okay, that's enough.
One thing I gotta say too is that I think that fundamentally the fight is better in the anime compared to the manga, because in the anime they have Kaido go schizo, where he actually hallucinates fighting Luffy for a period of time, then realizes, damn, I got carried away. In the manga version, it was good, but it wasn't the same way as in the anime, where in the anime he actually hallucinates fighting against Luffy, showing you how bad he really wanted someone to compete with him, the world's strongest creature. The anime is so good. And when you think about it, Kaido has gone through the ringer, not just against Luffy, but against damn near everyone. Throughout the entire arc, even before the arc, when he fought against Kid and company after he fell 10K trying to off himself. Bro, oh my God. Kaido he's incredible. To the point where even though Luffy beat Kaido, I still have Kaido over Luffy. I think that Kaido is in my top 5 current strongest characters in One Piece, but I don't have Luffy there, even though we're on to the next arc. Though obviously Kaido's backstory is very far from top 5. I think that Kaido's backstory kind of gets shafted because Oda is saving a lot of that Rock's material for the future. Let's say when Oda is ready to reveal a lot of that Rock stuff. That is unfortunate, honestly. Even let's say the Oni stuff, where you have Kaido just beating down Yamato like an Oni should not befriend humans. He was initiating corporal punishment. Come here, on his child. Yeah, come on, be better.
Be better.
But why shouldn't Oni befriend humans, Kaido? What separates the Onis and humans so much that they shouldn't befriend one another? That's something I also want to see in his backstory too, but we never. No, there are a lot of things I did want from Kaido. Some of them could still be coming in the future, whilst others may never see the light of day. But I'm not gonna lie to you, whether it was in the manga or whether it was in the anime, bro, Kaido was enjoyable as hell. Oh my God, bro. When this fight in the anime is finally over, you know that the supercut between Luffy and Kaido is gonna be a hell of a long video. Oh, absolutely. That for sure is gonna be a feature-length film in of itself. But think about this for a second. What's even crazier than that supercut is gonna be the Kaido versus everyone. Supercut, because Luffy, he got his breaks, he had his downtime. Kaido was fighting constantly against everyone. Before Luffy even sees any blood on Kaido's body with that first Red Hawk, he has to deal with the scabbards, bro. And then what happens after Roof Piece? After Roof Piece, and then it's just Luffy versus Kaido 1v1. Kaido wins that fight, Luffy gets knocked out, but then Luffy gets saved by Law's crew. He has enough time to go eat some food, rest up, all that stuff. Yamato. I mean, it's like, bro. And then Yamato and Luffy tag team against Kaido. And by that Snake Man and Yamato combo in the anime was outstanding. Shout outs to Akihito Ulta for that, because that was just unbelievable. Also, mind you too, Momonosuke had to get a few shots in on Kaido too. Had to get that bite in. It's like, bruh. And we do give him credit here, Luffy, because he fought after he came back from the dead because of shenanigans via CP0. And Luffy, I'd argue, was on the verge of death because his heart did stop beating, but he came back even more powerful, even more busted. His stamina was, of course, massively drained after he came back from death, fair enough, but he came back even more busted. And even after the Gear 5 transformation, Kaido does not slouch. Kaido does not miss a beat. Remember this episode for the rest of your life. Episode 1074 of One Piece has arguably one of the greatest fight sequences, not just in One Piece, but in potential anime history. That was unbelievable. When Luffy grabs the light, he does the Kaminari throw, and then Kaido has to dodge that using Future Sight, and he's trying to keep pace with all of his crazy lightning movements, and then even after Luffy goes like inverted sky and grabs the lightning bolts and so on, Kaido, the Destroyer of Death, oh my the Destroyer of Death, Thunder Bagua Raime Hake, is fantastic. In the manga, it was cool, but in the anime, it's otherworldly. That, man, like to this day, I rewatched that over and over and over again. Big up to Kaido being an absolute beast there, shutting down Luffy in Gear 5. And then Luffy has to actually take things seriously and start playing hockey, and we see the gigantic Bajran gun. Bro, you can't tell me that you weren't a little bit shocked when Kaido in the anime saw that Bajran gun, saw the fist in the sky, and he chuckled. He chuckled, because we knew in the manga, we knew it was gonna go down. We knew that Kaido had a match, and man, that match is just, like the things that Kaido and Luffy do, they take the power level of One Piece like a whole new level. And the way they do it is so damn cool, so damn dope. And it's just so awesome realizing that even like before we get to Wano Country, Kaido was already stunting, crip walking on Kid and Killer, Hawkins. He submitted.
Winterfell is yours, your grace.
Like, what was his chance of surviving Kaido? Like 0%, Hawkins said. Then of course, Wano Country, begin Wano Country, in comes Luffy, all that cool stuff. In the anime, Luffy does a King Kong gun. The same thing that floored Doflamingo. Luffy does a King Kong gun on Kaido. He just sobered up. That was the end result. He just sobered up. Keep in mind this too. He has to fight against Big Mom because that's what emperors do sometimes. They have to see if you're still up and up. We saw with Shanks and Whitebeard, Big Mom and Kaido. In the future, probably Luffy and Shanks too. Hey, yo, are you good? No. Hold up. Let me make sure you're up to snuff. Let's do a few clashes. Boom, 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 boom. Kaido, honest to God, was phenomenal, right? In the future, when I do like a full like power scale breakdown of just Kaido, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great because Kaido was just outstanding. Like the fact that even after the Red Hawk on the rooftop, what did Kaido do? Snickered, okay, you can damage me, bet. Raime Hake, Luffy can barely dodge that even though he's seen the future. What? The attacks that crippled Doflamingo, the Gamma Knife, the thing that destroys Doflamingo's internal organs to the point where he has to stitch up his internal organs. That's how potent and powerful Law's Gamma Knife is. Remember that. Kaido takes that. It's annoying. It's annoying! Whether it was Law's injection shot, whether it was Killer Sonic, whether it was Kid slamming Kaido, and Kaido is a lot bigger than you would think. He's huge in size. Remember that at one point in time, Kaido could literally sit on top of a mountain like it was a toilet seat and still getting moved around that way, but still able to power through, even through Zoro's attack. Zoro could cut through Kaido's scales with the Tatsumaki. Zoro scarred Kaido. He scarred Kaido with one of his best shots, the Ashura's Dead Man game. Kaido. Yeah. I'll keep this one for the rest of my life. You did good, kid. Bro. Zoro is someone who typically finishes off his opponents within like 5 or 6 slashes. Kaido took the Ashura's Dead Man game and wasn't forced on his knees. Pause. That and that alone was a jarring reality of how powerful someone like Kaido was. And he still kept on fighting. And keep in mind this fact too, while he is fighting throughout the entirety of Onigashima, what is he doing to the island itself? He's levitating it. He's levitating the entire island of Onigashima, a place full of super structures and titanic giants that can freely run around and have fun while fighting against all of these people. Yo, that gotta take some toll on him, right? I mean, clearly it did, considering how Yamato said a few times that Kaido's getting to the point where he couldn't maintain the flame clouds any longer, meaning that it was somewhat taxing on his body to do them in the first place. See, this is why, man, well, it's part of the reason why I say that Kaido is still stronger than Luffy. I'll actually say by quite a bit, because if it was Kaido fresh versus Luffy fresh and they go 1v1, Kaido, you could argue, doesn't have attack stronger than the Bajran gun, but Kaido would eat that. Uh-oh, what? What I say? Kaido would eat the crazy Conqueror's Haki, Armament Haki, Rio Haki, internal organ damage bypassing Bajran gun. Yes, Kaido would eat that. And just to be clear, of course, damaged greatly, without a doubt. Luffy, stamina, and then Kaido gets that dub because after it's all said and done, Destroyer of Death, baby. Blasting off again. Luffy had so much on his side. Yeah, even though he did, again, CB0. Not cool. But he gets a power-up from that. Stamina-wise, tapped. But Gear 5 we see now in the manga, there are still some stamina things that are wonky about it, because even after he transforms for a bit of time, he still goes in the old geezer deflated form. Kaido doesn't have those problems. In fact, you can argue it's the opposite, where because he had to sustain Onigashimi's height and move it across the entirety of the country, if he did have to do that, then he would have more stamina to spare and probably more endurance so he can take more damage. There's a reason why, and it's not necessarily confirmed because it's in a light novel, but in the Ace light novel, it is stated that in sheer battle power, it is Kaido who stands on top. In a one-on-one fight, you bet on Kaido. Now, is that always gonna be the case? No, of course not. Because people already know by now, going on 7, 8, 9 years at this point, that I have Shanks as the numero uno individual in the One Piece world, and then folks cascade from the God King Shanks. But I think Kaido makes a very, very, very powerful case to still be in the top 4, and I would still say absolutely stronger than Monkey D. Luffy. Kaido was unbelievable. He was unbelievable, and this video is here to just appreciate how unbelievable he was. Whether it was his attacks, whether it was his durability, whether it was his confidence, the abilities he was doing, he was controlling the clouds, he was doing the lightning stuff, he was doing the wind slashes, making tornadoes, the blast breaths. Yeah, like, oh man, dude, Kaido had a bag. Kaido had a bag, and I think he used that as best as he could, considering the circumstances of what he had to deal with. Yeah, Kaido, honestly, love the dude. The Waroro gets big salutes from me. Will he come back in the future one day? I can't say. I'm way more confident in Big Mom, for sure, but a lot less confident for Kaido. But even if he does not, his character can still improve through a Rocks Pirate flashback, a meaningful deep dive into Rocks D. Sebek and the Rocks Pirate crew. Because that, I think, is one of the biggest stains on his character, where his backstory is pretty mid. Let's even compare it to Big Mom, where Big Mom has a much better backstory than Kaido, at least for the time being. I really, really am. But let me see. Only time can tell. But let me know your stance on Kaido. The Kaido fanboys, the fangirls out there, this one was for you, because Kaido is unbelievable. Oh, and whether or not he was awakened or not, that's Oda's writing issue. We have to figure out how that works in the future. Whether or not someone like him could awaken in the first place, because let's say it was a mental thing, a mental block, maybe incompatibility with his fruit, or it could be where mythical Zoans can't do in the first place, but Luffy is an odd exception. But this guy, was unbelievable. So let me know your stance on former Yonko Kaido. If you enjoy this video, of course, make sure to rate the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, double tap subscribe to click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side.
See you. Bye-bye.